become more confident in myself, to speak up, to talk to people and have the conversations without feeling any sense of fear or, feeling shy or, backing away from putting my hand up and participating in things.
So welcome to Access All Areas, candid conversations about disability. Today I have Michelle here to have a chat about disability, medical conditions, what's working, what isn't working, and what we can do to build awareness. So over to Michelle to introduce herself.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be a part of Fiona's Access for All Abilities. And I'm Michelle Mendes. I have Parkinson's disease. I was diagnosed in 2012 and I can't believe it's been, nearly 11 years now and I've been with the disease. And I've certainly achieved a lot in that time. So my main aim and goal at the moment is to try and lift the lid off Parkinson's, which is Fight Parkinson's motto for the month of April, which is also Parkinson's Awareness Month. So I'm trying to lift the lid off all the symptoms so people get a better understanding of what Parkinson's is and what it isn't. So, and all the hidden symptoms that nobody actually realises. So, so I've been working hard to try and achieve that for this last few weeks.
Excellent. Do you want to tell us what some of those things are? So what are some of the hidden symptoms? What are the things that people don't know about Parkinson's?
I think people don't realise that you get insomnia. And you can get that really bad. Small handwriting, sometimes low speech or small speech where you need to speak up. People say, oh, what was that? Can't hear you. And even the fatigue, people don't realise that you actually get quite tired with it.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of the hidden ones. I don't even think people realise that you get freezing, which is when you actually stop and you can't walk forward when your medication's wearing off.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually pretty much came to a standstill. So like you'd be standing in a doorway and you can't move forward and you have to actually focus on something ahead of you to move. It can be a chair or it can be a crack in the floor or something on a wall and that helps you move forward. So I don't think people realise that those are sort of symptoms that come with Parkinson's. So
fabulous. I didn't know many of those things as well. So I've learned something today, which is
so
cool.
It's quite interesting.
And so you say that you experience these symptoms more when the medication wears off. So just to make, I guess, the general public aware. So Parkinson's is something that you can medicate, but it's not something that the medication looks after continuously. There are periods where that medication stops working. Is that correct?
No. When you get to the time where you need the medication next, you can feel it wearing off between the two cycles. So like I take mine in the morning and then I take it at lunchtime, then in the afternoon, then at night.
Mm-hmm.
So between night and the next morning, you can wake up and you can't walk properly. You're virtually freezing. It's because your medication's worn off overnight. You need the next dosage and you have to wait for it to kick in before you can really start your day.
Yeah.
So it can be, it can certainly hold you back. And then, you've got to have medication increases and that too. And there's only so much they can give you. So, so I've actually had DBS surgery and it didn't work. So they had to pull all the wires out. And that's why I've got the hair that I've got at the moment. They're putting it back in June, July, which is basically electrodes in your head with a little iPad thing that simulates your movement, and your neurologist or turns it up to begin with, and then you get control it from home after that, and it gets you walking better and everything. So, so it's like having little robot electrodes in your head. So
amazing the technology that we have to assist these days, which obviously, if it works, that's fantastic. But it's something that as technology develops, hopefully, I know for myself with technology, it's made my disability impact less upon the things that I need to do in my life, because that technology is there to assist us. And I think, that's been a really great side effect of advances in technologies that means that it kind of balances out that playing field a little bit. It doesn't make it even, but it starts to sort of create that balance a little bit better than what it had been.
Yes, yeah. Now this technology is great because it's going to actually, as you said, it's going to allow me to do more with my life. I'm going to be able to probably travel again and do the things that I was doing like a few years ago. I'm going to be able to do those again. It gives me more access to work and just getting out and enjoying myself again. So, without it, I don't think that I start to deteriorate even further. So it's great having that there. So, and there's always advances in technology, like with Parkinson's, they're always trying to research, Michael J. Fox Foundation and trying to get grants for funding through, government bodies. So, yeah, the research is just always ongoing. So.
And, it's interesting, like it's great, I guess, in the sense that we all know, Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's. And so, and I think that's the first thing that a lot of people think of when they think about Parkinson's now was, Michael J. Fox. And so it's fantastic that there's such a, I guess, the celebrity spokesman as such to be able to say, okay, well, this is what I experience. And, it's, I guess, a way of making the public more aware of something that maybe they wouldn't know as much if it hadn't been for that famous person saying, this is what's happening for me.
Yeah, when I was first diagnosed, that's the first thing I thought of was Michael J. Fox, because that's the first thing that came to mind. And I've actually read quite a few of his books and watched a lot of his things, his broadcasts and everything. And sometimes I listen to his stories and I can remember when that happened to me. I can really relate to what he's saying and read things in his books, and I have a bit of a chuckle to myself because I think, gee, that was me in a certain situation like that too. So it's good having somebody that, that's sort of out there that's got that notability that you can relate to. So, I found that quite useful. So,
there you go, everybody that's watching this. If you want to learn a little bit more about what it's like to have Parkinson's, Michael J. Fox's books are obviously a good reference point.
Fantastic place to go to find information,
Yeah.
And they're funny too because he looks at it from a humorous perspective, so he's not too serious. He doesn't take himself seriously, which I like that. So,
Cool. So we'll swing into the questions of the things that I ask everybody that I speak to. So the first one of those is, what do you think is the best thing about having a medical condition or disability?
I think for me, I've become more of an advocate. I've learnt to become more confident in myself, to speak up, to talk to people and have the conversations without feeling any sense of fear or, feeling shy or, backing away from putting my hand up and participating in things. I just think I'm a braver person. I think I'm willing to stand up for what I believe in, and I don't accept no for an answer for too many things neither. I think, if something's not possible, well, then how can we make it possible? So I'm just much more confident in myself. So I think it's had its good side for me. So, and that's, the perspective that I think that I had to challenge myself to begin with because I sort of was a bit quieter. I've certainly learnt to advocate and become more confident in myself. So, which I think is a great thing. So,
Yeah, that's fabulous. And many people don't realize that these are the small little things that, having to deal with life in a different perspective, it does change you, and it doesn't necessarily always have to be a negative thing. It can be something that's really positive and be beneficial for you to be able to do something differently because this is your experience of life.
Yeah, well, you sort of have to when you've got a disability because, there's no one else out there to do it for you.
So sometimes there's no choice,
Yeah, so you have to speak up for yourself. And I think because I've been a part of so many things with Fight Parkinson's and like I'm an ambassador this month for their walk. I did their walk at the end of March and, I've done fundraising events and so you sort of meet people along the way. So you've got to develop better conversation skills and advocacy. So, yeah, so, I don't think you really get a lot of choice. It's either you speak up or you just get left behind. So,
Very true. So on the flip side of that, what do you think is the worst thing about the medical condition or disability?
I think it's just the fact that that's the lack of knowledge, and people don't have a lot of knowledge about the symptoms that I was talking about before. And then also it's in terms of like within the work situation too, people sort of don't like to employ you. And you get to a point where you can't work anymore, and people don't want to sort of try and give you positions that you could possibly do because they're not sure what abilities you can and can't do. And there's that sense of fear, I think, of having a conversation with you about your condition and wanting to know more and find out more. And understanding that you might be displaying something, but that's part of Parkinson's, and talking to you about it, because like I was actually a primary school teacher before, up until 2020, and I just don't think people realise that I could have kept going in that department. I could have done other jobs and things, but the opportunities weren't given to me. So I just think I think that's the downside, is the lack of knowledge about Parkinson's and the understanding of the symptoms that go with it. Yeah.
And the frustration that comes with that, in the fact that that you've got amazing and transferable skills, and that due to a lack of knowledge or fear, your opportunities have been restricted. Yeah,
because there's so much you can do. Like, you've got the tutoring programs and things they have now in schools, and like this, you've got such a demand for people in the education system, teachers, and there's still capabilities of still doing things with kids, and in small groups, and I could have done a lot more, even like administrational type roles to assist within the office area, and that was something that could have been another outlet, but so but oh well, keep trying. I won't keep pursuing and seeing if I can get back into it. So after I've had the DBS, I'll see what comes of it, because the surgery's supposed to improve my movement and help me walk better. So if it does all those things, I'll probably get out there and get amongst it all again. So
yeah. And that's all we can do, is keep thinking forward and seeing what comes next, and going with what the future brings.
Well, I'm fairly positive. I'm looking at I keep looking at all different avenues of things that I can do, and different jobs that I can access. So I'm certainly preparing myself for the next 6 months already before it even happens. So
I love it.
Yeah, well, I'm looking all the time on jobs online, and roles that I can do, and even going back and finishing my master's in education. I've only got 2 subjects to go, and I'd love to do that. So, it's all the things that, you thought you couldn't do that I know I'm capable of doing. I just have to believe in myself too. So,
yeah, absolutely. And so my last question to wrap up the conversation, I guess, is, what do you wish that other people knew or understood about having disability or medical conditions?
I think that understanding that it's not the end. Like, you are capable of doing things. It might decrease some things to a little, slightly, or to a lower standard, but I think we're still capable, and I just advocating that I've still got 2 arms, and I've still got 2 legs, and even people in wheelchairs. I've got a friend who's in a wheelchair, and she's a social worker, and we're still very capable people. We've got minds, and we can think, and I think just getting that message across, that that we want to participate in the workforce, we want to participate in society and be a part of decision making and advocacy. And I want to enjoy my life too. I still want to travel and do all the wonderful things that I was doing. So yeah, just getting that message across to people that
Yeah.
you
And
know,
isn't that the thing that really struck home with what you just said was that you enjoy your life. And
yes,
so many people that look in from the outside, I think they just must imagine that having a disability or a chronic medical condition is just so terrible. Like it must be
yeah,
horrible to be in that position and to be
yeah,
able to say, you know what? No, this is me and I really enjoy my life.
yeah.
That's huge.
And yeah, look, I'm actually enjoying myself. So, like, I go on little adventures here and there with family members and with friends. And, I did a hot air balloon ride last year. I'm love to go to Europe. That's my next big goal is to get to Italy and to travel Europe. Yeah, so, and probably because I've done plenty of travel in the past, I'm keen to go again. So I don't think
Fabulous.
nothing's going to stop me. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely the right attitude to have.
yeah,
So to wrap up,
yeah,
is there anything else that you would like to say? Anything that you think we've missed? Do you want to give the awareness another plug? Awareness Month.
yeah. It's actually it's lifting the lid off Parkinson's. So it's Parkinson's Awareness Month, and yeah, you Fight Parkinson's is the organisation in Victoria that I support and assist with. There's also the Shake It Up Australia Foundation in New South Wales. So yeah, there's some great organisations out there for Parkinson's, and even try and link up with Fight Parkinson's and find out what your local peer support group is too. So there's some great peer support groups out there for young onset and also for just Parkinson's in general. So yeah, some good community groups out there.
Fabulous. All right. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing your story and your time with me today. And yeah, we will all lift the lid off Parkinson's, and hopefully this has inspired people to go out to learn a little bit more and to be a little bit more aware about what Parkinson's is and what those hidden things are that none of us knew.
Thank you for having me. It was great to get the message out.
No worries at all. Thank you.